Back at it again, baby, and we have Milton Friedman and apparently a young Bernie Sanders. Let's dive in.
In reference to talking about government's role in a free society, you mentioned some of the market failures, and I think that you may have just passed.
Hold on, wait. Is that's not Bernie, is it? Or is it? Let me know in the cut. I mean, this video does look old, but that doesn't. I don't think that really looks like Bernie. But that's the title of the video. Milton Friedman schools young Bernie Sanders. Let me know. Let me rewind that back a little bit because the face caught me off guard.
In reference to talking about government's role in a free society, you mentioned some of the market failures, and I think that you may have just passed over one that is of utmost importance, and that is of poverty. And in prefacing my question, I'd like to refer to what President Kennedy said, that if a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. And to say that, well, we are a government of the people, and when there is a large sector of the people who are hurting, perhaps it is the responsibility of this government of the people to help out.
Well,
my question is regarding how free are the poor, how free are the unemployed, and how free are those people who are disadvantaged? Right. And so in reference to that, what is government's role?
Sure. First of all,
I got a feeling this answer is about to be good. You guys have been commenting about Milton for a while. I've seen him in the comment section. You got to check out some Milton. So I've got a feeling his answer is about to be pretty good. Let's find out though.
I'm glad to see one vote for the poor. First of all, the government doesn't have any responsibility. People have responsibility. This building doesn't have responsibility. You and I have responsibility. People have responsibility. Second, the question is, how can we as people exercise our responsibility toward our fellow man most effectively? That's the problem. So far as poverty is concerned, there has never in history been a more effective machine for eliminating poverty than the free enterprise system and the free market. The period in which you had the greatest improvement in the lot of the ordinary man was a period of the 19th and early 20th century. Those of us in this room are the heirs of that. We benefited from the way in which our parents and our grandparents were able to come here. And by virtue of the freedom that was offered to them, were able to make a better life for themselves and them and us. But next, if you look at the real problems of poverty and denial of freedom to people in this country, almost every single one of them is a result of government action and would be eliminated if you eliminated the bad government failures. Let me be precise and specific.
Yes, please explain.
Why do we have so high an unemployment rate among black teenagers? It's a disgrace and a scandal. Why do we have so high an unemployment rate? First of all, because we give them lousy schooling through governmental schools, which make them unqualified to hold decent jobs. And second of all, we require employers to discriminate against them by not hiring them unless their productivity is enough to justify a minimum wage. The minimum wage rate is the most anti-Negro law in the books. And it's an anti-Negro law because it precisely, having first not enabled the young blacks to have a decent schooling so that they can have productivity, we next deny them the on-the-job training that they might get if you could induce employers by being able to hire them for relatively low wages to give them on-the-job training that would make them qualify for higher payment and higher productivity.
And I was reading this in the comment section of, I want to say, the Larry Elder video, Don Lemon, if I remember correctly. I think there was a part about that video that brought up minimum wage. And a lot of you guys had brought up the fact that we should get rid of minimum wage. And I was like, wait, what? You know, I'm new to the topic of discussion. I was mind boggled. I'm like, wait, why would you get rid of minimum wage? I felt like minimum wage was a good thing. You know, minimum wage is minimum wage. I mean, it's barely anything. But a lot of you guys were talking about exactly what he just touched on. And listening to it, it actually makes sense. If you can hire somebody for less and give them on-the-job training because you're paying them less, you could then hire more people that typically wouldn't necessarily be qualified, and then you could pay them more. I always thought it was good, but listening to him, apparently it's not as great as what I thought. And that's all. It's always interesting to learn new things. So if you guys have any more interesting videos in terms of minimum wage, or speaking about that with Milton or Tom Sowell or anybody really, definitely send them my way, and we'll check them out. All right, let's dive back in now.
That would make them qualify for higher payment and higher productivity. In the third place, we have constructed a governmental welfare scheme which has been a machine for producing poor people. We have induced people to come under control of welfare. I'm not blaming the people, don't misunderstand me. It's our fault for constructing so perverse and so ill-shaped a monster as a whole set of welfare programs we have, under which we encourage people, families to break up. We encourage people to move from one part of the country and come to another, under which we have, in effect, made many people poor. And yet, when all this is said and done, have I ever been where?
Welfare or poor.
I have, sir. Of course, more so than most of the people in this room.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
How many of you have worked a 12-hour day and gotten paid 78 cents?
What? A 12-hour day and you make 78 cents. Whoa, now that had to be like a really, really long time ago. 78 cents for 12 hours. Holy moly. Can anybody tell me exactly what year that might have been? Because obviously 78 cents ain't gonna cut it. That's not gonna get you a drop of gas. No, okay, I take that back. 78 cents might get you one quick at the pump, and that is literally it. Barely enough to drive around the gas station to another pump before you run out of gas again. But yeah, I'm just curious at what year that might have been where he would have been paid that low of a wage and it was acceptable. 78 cents for 12 hours. That's crazy. If anybody knows, let me know.
Let me go back to because 78 cents. But let me go back to but you know, that's all irrelevant. Is there one of you who is going to say that you don't want a doctor to treat you for cancer unless he himself has had cancer?
You got a point.
I could go down the line. But when all is said and done, while there are people in this country who are worse off than other people, by and large, even the poorest people in this country are relatively well off compared to the conditions in many other countries in the world. What we take as our standard of poverty, is above the average income of all of the people in the Soviet Union, let alone of the people in India or China or in other countries. Now, that doesn't mean we should be satisfied with it. We are a wealthier country and we've been more productive. And we should set higher standards by ourselves. But by the same token, we ought to have a sense of proportion. And we ought to recognize both the source and the problem.
I agree. We have to recognize that we are spoiled in a way. Yeah, seeing somebody poor here in America, it is sad. It does suck. And I personally hate seeing it. Not because, I'm disgusted by them or anything like that. That's not it. But it hurts my heart, to see people suffering. And I usually always, if I have a couple of spare bucks on me or anything, I'll stop and, give them whatever couple of dollars that I have on me. But I think that will always be a part of society and has always been a part of society. It's just the way things go. There always has to be somebody at the bottom. That's just the way that it is. Unless you have everybody on the same level, because everybody's given, everything equally, which I don't agree with. Somebody's got to be at the bottom. That just is what it is. It sucks to see. I hate seeing it personally, but I don't think there's one true way to get rid of it without messing up the entire system for everybody else. But maybe I could be wrong. You guys let me know in the comment section, because I could totally be wrong. But I love how Milton completely answered the question very, very clearly. Didn't throw us with a bunch of word salad and a bunch of big words and all this other stuff. He explained it very simply, very plain, in layman's terms that anybody could understand, and spoke truth. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hate when people, throw all the big words at us and just a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and by the end of it, I'm just like, wait, huh? And I have to like Google like 15 different words because I've never heard them a day in my life. Maybe I'm just an idiot, which is most definitely possible. But yeah, I hate when people do that. Milton explained it in very simple terms, easy to understand. Yeah, completely answered the question, and honestly changed my mind about the whole minimum wage situation. Obviously, I still need to do some more research, watch some more videos, and like I said earlier, if you guys have any more videos about minimum wage, definitely send them my way, or any other videos in general that you think I should check out. Comment them below, or you can DM them to me. The links to my social media accounts are in the description box below. All right, like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Make sure you subscribe. All right, peace and love. I'm out.